So we're into September now, which is an excellent time for harvesting basically, the fruits of your labor, whether you've been out in your garden doing pesticide-free gardening, or you've been to your favorite local market, or even the grocery store. You've likely got a fridge full of really good things that you're enjoying during this harvest season. Now the trick is, and you probably haven't thought much about this, but one of the statistics that I found recently was that people, the average household, wastes about 1 in 4 produce items that we buy, or let's say things you grab out of your garden or from the farmer's market. So we throw out, the average family of 4 throws out about 470 pounds of food a year. And you could sort of calculate that up to be about $600 a year that we're wasting in our food. So now that you're learning a little bit more about purchasing local food, maybe buying organic, and being a little more savvy about what you buy, let's make sure that you actually get to enjoy it. You're going to eat things that are perishable, like our berries. Right now is a great season for those. These are going to only last 1 or 2 days in your fridge, so you want to make sure you have a plan for them when you purchase them. You'll want to eat these first when you bring them home, as opposed to things like garlic, onion, and potato, which have got about a shelf life of around a month time. Don't store your fruits and vegetables in plastic bags. So these are, we're living living plants, and they are still respiring, so they're still breathing, and they need air holes. If you put things prepared or washed in a plastic bag of any kind, they're going to spoil a lot faster just because they can't breathe. The first lesson comes in the form of things that actually should never go in the refrigerator, and this is where you've probably seen potato bins. Maybe your grandmother, like mine, had a cold room and that sort of thing. This is where you would always store things like all sorts of potatoes. Garlic never goes in the fridge. Onions, including white, yellow, and red. So I store mine, for instance, under the sink, which is cool and dark. Now onto some fruits that you don't want to refrigerate. Include varieties of pears. I've got a couple kinds of plums here. Tomatoes. Peaches, you'll want to make sure that they stay out to ripen, and bananas also don't go in the fridge. Let's say you want to eat this peach in 2 days and it's rock hard. What you're going to do is put it in with something that already is releasing what's called ethylene gas. So this is a ripening agent that a lot of these fruits and vegetables emit, some to various degrees. And this ripe banana is going to help our peach ripen a little bit quicker than if it was just out on the counter. And all you have to do is put it in a brown paper bag, and then you can just fold it up. You don't have to make a perfect seal, because of course we want these things to breathe, and that's why you're going to use a paper bag. Other types of gas emitters, as they're called, include things like honeydew and cantaloupe for the melons, apricots, and apples, various kinds of apples. So these things should actually be stored in the fridge, but you don't want to store them because they do release a lot of ethylene gas, the ripening agent. You don't want to store them, with these types of vegetables and fruit. So you want to keep these two types away from each other. That includes eggplant, because they'll spoil faster than you want them to. Different kinds of peppers. Sweet potato, and you might be thinking, sweet potato is like, a white or red potato, and you can store that in a cool, dark place as well. They won't last as long as a red or white potato, but you can store them in the cool, dark place, or, like I say, in the fridge, but away from these gas emitters. Cucumber is another example, and I've just got a sample of a slice of watermelon, but of course you'd have it whole in the fridge. And so those are just some of the tips with how you're going to store some of these excellent fruits and vegetables that you're probably buying, from local, maybe organic sources, your local farmer's market, or even just at your regular grocery store.